Fairfax House is decorated in a plethora of intricate and expensive objects, but now a new piece may just overshadow them all. A carved wooden sculpture depicting King David playing a harp ringed by cherubs is now on display at the house. The piece was created by Grinling Gibbons and is thought to be his earliest known piece of work, and the only sculpture made during his time in York.
And this piece encapsulates his skill at a very young age, being just 20, but also the birth of his career. And in this one magnificent sculpture, there is so much to tell. It's taken from an engraving, so Gibbons didn't actually create the design, but he certainly managed to translate what was a very flat image designed for paper into something that could be viewed in the round. And what makes, again, this piece so remarkable is just how much depth of carving there is. And if we tilt it to the side, you can just see how incredible the relief is that he's achieved from these pieces of wood. I say pieces of wood because it's actually two pieces of boxwood that have been seamed together, and you can still see the seam today. It runs all the way down the middle. Not a split, but of course where he had to put two pieces of wood together to get enough material for him to work with. I don't think anybody could imagine where Gibbons would start on this except a master carver themselves. It's mind-boggling to know how he could actually create something so complex, especially at the age of 20. But it is created from this one piece of wood, as I say, that's been seamed together. And he would presumably have had to be very, very much aware of where he was going with it, because when he started carving at the front, he'd have to work all the way back, because these are pieces that haven't been added on but actually formed out of the wood.
But the sculpture hasn't always been visible to the public.
As a museum and a historic house, it's really important to us to save collections for the future. And the collection here at Fairfax House, in a sense, tells the story of craftsmanship in the long 18th century, in that pre-industrial age before mechanisation was really being used. And this fits perfectly into that story. If we hadn't have embarked on the journey to save this piece and fundraise to bring it here, there was every likelihood that this would have actually disappeared out of the country and would have been sold internationally. It's such an important piece. In fact, for much of its 20th century history, it's been in private collections in the States. So bringing it here to Fairfax House means that it's got a permanent home in a public collection where it can be seen and enjoyed. At the moment, it's part of Made in York, an exhibition that celebrates the outpouring of creativity and science and innovation in the long 18th century. And next year, we're going to be mounting an exhibition dedicated to Grinling Gibbons called The Genius of Grinling Gibbons. And this, of course, will be the star piece.
Fairfax House doesn't just home some priceless artefacts, but it also hosts many valuable volunteers.
The lifeblood of this house is two streams. The visitors, obviously, to help maintain the house, but more importantly as well is the room hosting. Our approach to room hosting is a little different, we think, to most places. Our room hosts are not here just to be guardians of the house and its contents, but to make this house live. We always need new blood coming in, always. And we welcome everybody to come and do this for us. They are the key component between the bricks and mortar and the wood and the people. They are this connection. These are people who love this place. Everybody who comes here totally falls in love with it. You can't talk to any of our room hosts or guides without realising they just love this place. They love the history of it, they love the architecture of it, they love the furniture and everything within it. And they want everybody else who comes here to love it. I often say when I walk around and people say, oh, they were so friendly, they were so this, they were so that. I said, you know why? Why? Because actually they believe you're being welcomed into their house and you are a guest in their house. That's why they love it so much. It's their house and you are very much part of it and they want you to feel that.
Despite the masterpiece being over 4 centuries old, with the help of these volunteers, it's remaining ever popular even today. Aaron Renfrey, That's TV.